up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zulu November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by, your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. It is Hump Day. That means it's time for the Hump Day Happy Hour. And Lord, this looks like a happy hour stream. Look at all these happy people. What's going on, everybody?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, James.
Hey.
Well, we'll introduce all these guys in a second, just as soon as I give a really quick shout out to some really awesome people like my Patreons, because they keep us rocking and rolling over here. And a little bit later on in the stream, I'm going to announce something really special about Patreons. So you'll want to hang around for that. But you guys rock. And then we're going to go to the Adventure Club. We had a little bit of moving and shaking going on. And thank you very much for Kent and James Jenner for off-stream chats or off-stream donations. Craig, November Charlie Whiskey Bravo for the in-person donation. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate y'all very much. All right, let's get to all these wonderful fellas here. We got a crew here. We'll start off right in the order that I see them in, and we'll start off with Mr. PP Man. In honor of him, I'm drinking a QRP drink today. Yeah, you can tell, QRP. But what's going on, PP Man?
Oh, as little as possible. I'm still trying to catch up from last weekend or last 4 days.
As little as possible. Well, you got plenty of time to talk about it. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
All right. Then we got our favorite comedian here. What's going on, Terry?
Good evening. How is everyone tonight?
We're doing pretty good there, Count Terry. All right. Then we got a Hawaiian that is not in Hawaii. Aloha, Eric.
Aloha. Yeah, I'm in Whiskey Nine Land tonight. Whiskey
Nine Land. I got a funny story to ask you on the stream. I can't wait to ask you this question. And then we got Mr. Motorcycle Activator himself. What's going on, Steven?
Yeah, I'm good. Enjoying the nice weather here while we have it before the humidity kicks in. So activated a little bit earlier today, and
man, that's a good looking picture in your background, by the way.
I know, isn't that just some beautiful land?
That is some beautiful land. That looks that looks like King land right there.
It does.
All right, and then we'll say hi to Hayden, even though he don't have nothing to add to the stream because he didn't even show up.
Nope. But hi to everybody in the chat. Thanks for joining us tonight.
All right, so we're going to talk about Dayton and the wonderful weekend. So this crew, but minus Hayden, because again he don't count because he didn't show up.
He counts.
This crew right here that you're looking at was pretty much the main crew for all the hanging out and the shenanigans and the get YouTube videos filmed about you and everything else. We hung out with a lot of people at the show, and a lot of people came to the campground. But this was the main crew that was just pretty much there at all times. So I wanted to bring them all on and talk a little bit about it. And so, all right, we'll start with PP Man. PP Man, first thing I want to know is, did you buy anything?
Yeah, I spent I don't know, $150.
Okay, what'd you get?
KX2 stuff. I got that battery, and then I got the side rails and the cover for the KX2.
Okay, yeah. QRP stuff. So you wasted
money.
Yeah,
I might have been buying an amp if they actually had one. Safely for me, they didn't have one.
Safely for you, they didn't have one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't think it'd be safe. I mean, the hunters might like it being able to hear you.
Oh.
And when you say amp, you're talking about moving up to 100 watts, right?
Yeah, that one. Yeah. No, I left it on the shelf. Yeah.
Okay.
It was pretty though, man. That thing was a lot smaller than I thought it was.
And just out of curiosity, how much is a 100-watt amp?
Way too much. I think they're like $1,500.
$1,500.
Yeah.
So you could get 100-watt radio instead of buying a 100-watt amp, right?
Oh, I could get a lot more for my dollar. That's for sure. I could get a Yaesu like yours. I could and save money.
Once amp for like $600.
Once again, why QRP don't make sense to me.
Well,
all right.
You have to be challenged.
So next we're going to move over. Same question for Terry, but Terry, we don't want to know what you stole and sold. on eBay because we already talked about it on the shenanigans. But did you buy anything?
I bought very little, just a few minor things, connectors and a collar for my Wolf River coil that I needed. I had made one myself and it finally deteriorated. And so now I'm back in business. So, but mainly I was there to meet people and have a good time.
Absolutely, and it was a definite good time. So he bought very little. When he said that, I thought he was talking about he bought QRP stuff too. All right, Eric, what'd you buy?
Not a lot. I got 2 Arrow satellite antennas, a Buddy Stick Deluxe, a Bengali Traveler, a QDX or a QMX, the new radio, and 2 Gigaparts backpacks to put it in for the flight back.
Not a lot, he said.
Not a lot. I think
Not
he's
a lot,
a big
he said.
spender. Winner.
Then he says a Bengali Traveler.
So here's the thing: the plane ticket to get here and back is probably less than it would have taken to ship all that from Gigaparts or HRO.
Absolutely.
Wow.
I agree with you there, and it was good to see you get those backpacks because those backpacks are really cool.
And they were on a super sale. I got 1 backpack and 2 of the utility pouches, and he was like, "Yeah, it's $75," and I'm like, "Make it 2 backpacks."
Yeah, that's cheap. That's cheap.
Yeah, they had a great sale. My code did not work at the show because they had them on such good sale. But if you missed that good sale, you can use the code HRAG at checkout and get a discount on those bags. And I would suggest using those bags for stuff because I absolutely love them. And they got more stuff coming out. He's telling me it's going to be Huntsville when it gets here. But I think the next thing coming out is radio sleeves and bigger radio cases. So
yeah, I talked to him about the radio sleeves. There's a bag by Eberly stock for forward air controllers where it puts the radio up high, and then you can put the batteries down below it, and it would be amazing to be able to just set the bag down, open it up, have your coax and everything already connected, just run it out with like a end fed already connected to your radio, throw it in a tree, and you're on the air in 30 seconds.
There you go. Yeah, good stuff. So have you used a key yet?
No, so the key is going to be what happens after I get CW worked all states completed.
Okay.
So
that's your reward, huh?
Yeah, I have a plan. I'm going to learn, or I'm not going to learn. I'm going to get worked all states on CW, and then I'm going to learn CW.
Okay. Fair.
Hey, at least he has a plan.
Listen, there's no wrong plan. It's how you want to do things, but that's a funny story.
Yeah, I'm about 15% confirmed on Logbook of the World, so I have a strategy. I've been told that CW ops are best ops, so this is the long troll.
So when you do learn CW, I would suggest using a cheaper key, just so when you do switch over to your Bengali, you will really appreciate it a whole lot more. Because if you start on it, you ain't going to know the suffering. And not that the other keys that I've used was bad, but when the first time I ever used that thing, I was like, "Oh my god, I don't want to ever go back."
Yeah, I have a couple of the CW Morse keys.
Yeah, I've got one of those actually right here, and
those work better when you throw them out the window when you're frustrated too.
Yeah.
Well, that's perfect because when I get frustrated and need to yeet something, I don't want to, throw a $300 key.
There you go. Sacrificial lamb.
Well, so we call this the PP man hack, Eric. When you're going to do CW and you want somebody to hear you, you turn your break-in on your radio on. That is known as the PP man hack, so you don't throw your key because people can't hear you.
That's why I threw my key, Eric, because I kept sending, and it's like, what's going on? And I finally figured out that my break-in was on, and that was after throwing the key out the window.
I figured that one out when I worked at Dan the one time. I had the ICOM mic, and I'm sitting there like this, like I'm like texting with the speaker mic.
Yeah.
Trying to do an iambic panel with my thumbs and fingers, and I was like, why doesn't this work?
Now I will tell you this about those Bengali at Dayton. They had those keys turned up so loud. I literally went by and barely touched one, and I thought I was going to jump out of my skin.
You jumped a few feet, James.
Like it was so.
Yeah, if you walked into that building, you could just hear the calls of 1,000 people poorly sending CQ.
That's how they get you to that table. It's like a calling sign, you know. It's a come to this table.
I got all kinds of people to come over there. I just sent PP Man's not over here, and they all come running.
Oh.
Everybody wants a little bit of the PP Man.
Yeah, I should have learned something funny in CW and just started sending it and see if anyone decoded it. And I thought about that afterwards, and I didn't have enough time to learn it.
All right, so Steven, what'd you get?
I don't really think I bought anything other than I bought some POTA swag. I got the ID tag for myself, and also got one for Dad. And pork chop sandwich, bought one of those. Those were fantastic. That was probably the highlight of my food for that day. So that was good. And really didn't buy anything. I stopped by the Elecraft booth to see the status of my KX3 order. So it's undetermined on when that's going to happen. So
It'll happen. Don't worry. It'll happen.
PP Man went back over there a second time with me, and we talked to Madeline and got some confirmation. So it's interesting how the supply chain is so volatile right now. They just don't have ETAs on certain parts for whatever reason. So we'll see. It'll be something to look forward to and a new challenge.
So, did you get the steak on a stick there along with the pork chop?
Hold on, don't go into the food. Don't go into the food. We're gonna all just cover that at once. So I didn't buy much myself. Eric is definitely the winner. I did get the QDM like Eric got, and yes, I wasted my money. I bought QRP, but it's super cool, and I had to have it, because I've only got 2 QRP radios that don't get used. I need 3 because they're lonely. So, I did get that, and other than that, I think I got a jumper because I'm tired of using mine from the house, and I don't know where all of mine took off to. They've ran off, or AKA Terry's come by my house and swiped them and run off and sold them on eBay, something like that. But I'm missing all my jumpers, so I got me a new jumper, and I got a POTA keychain. I did get a POTA keychain, and I think that's it. I think that's all I bought. All right, so since Steven brought up the pork chop, which is amazing every year. All right, PP Man, what's the best thing you ate there? And did you eat anything that was bad? Because some years I go and eat stuff that sucks.
Well, we're not going to talk about 73 Grill, that's for sure.
I'm talking about at the show.
Those corn dogs were tough to beat, buddy. Those I don't know. They were tough to beat. They were tough to eat. They were so damn big, man.
So
yeah, did unhitch his jaw to get it in.
No kidding.
I'm going to say those corn dogs were definitely some large and in charge. The same thing. The cheese, the corn cheese dog, I guess it was. Man, them things were big. It's funny because normally you order a corn dog and they're little tiny and you can't eat one because you're not gonna be full. And Steven's like, give me 2 of those. Or no, was it you, PP Man?
Yeah.
Okay, you. Yeah, he's like, give me 2 of them.
Yeah, I felt like I was at a football game. 4 corn dogs and 2 drinks was $40. Like, okay.
Yeah, PP Man bought my lunch that day, and I got a corn dog and a cheese dog, and he's right. Those things, I mean, they look like they had 2 just Coke cans on a stick with batter.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
they were big.
Huge.
You weren't hungry for hours.
So did you eat anything bad at the show?
No.
Okay.
No,
Terry?
it was all good.
No, nothing bad. I enjoyed everything.
Well, what was your favorite?
My favorite. Well, you believe it or not, it was tacos.
Okay.
They were
All
pretty
right.
good.
All right, Eric. What'd you get good?
So I didn't get the pork chop sandwich. I regret that. But I got the $12 steak on a stick. And man, you paid QRO prices for QRP steak.
Yeah. I seen Eric's steak on the stick, and it was definitely a QRP stick, and he definitely paid QRO prices.
Yeah, it was like borderline Ellicraft prices. It was like 6 bites for $12.
And it's funny too, because the same exact place they sold breakfast sandwiches, and I got one from there every morning, and they were $5. They wasn't bad at all, and it was bacon, egg, and cheese, or sausage, egg, and cheese. So I mean, it wasn't bad, but I'm glad Eric got that, because after I seen his, I decided I was not doing steak on a stick for sure.
So and I got another place had steak burgers. It was just like fancy hamburger, but it was pretty good. And it was really embarrassing. There was a huge line. I go up there as Sunday, and they're like, "Sir, your credit card is denied." And I'm like, I know I spent a bunch of money, but that's a platinum card. Like, and it turns out they're like, card reader just didn't work. And I'm like, okay, that's great, because I don't want to be that guy that's standing in a line who can't pay for his food.
Well, that just means you spent too much in the buildings.
And then
I'd say on Sunday they probably get that quite a bit.
I tried to find funnel cakes, because I absolutely love the funnel cakes with the like the strawberry drizzle, and I always get the one that comes with 3 forks. They know I'm gonna drop 2 of them on the ground somewhere, so they give me 3. Some people say it's for 3 people. I say it's for 1 person who drops his forks.
My wife will agree with you.
Yeah, I could eat a pretty big funnel cake, that's for sure. I'm a big fan of funnel cakes.
And Curtis, thanks for the donuts that day. They were good.
Oh yeah, someone brought donuts.
Yeah, Curtis did.
Yeah,
Curtis
so that saved me spending like $1,000 on a breakfast. So that was good.
All right, Steven. Anything good? Anything bad? Well, you done some pork chop.
Yeah, that pork chop is a highlight. Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I really ate, because I got there fairly late on Friday, and Saturday that was my meal, was the pork chop. So I had a lemon shake up. So you enjoyed that lemon shake up as well. Even the aftermath.
I enjoyed it in more ways than one, and we won't even talk about the other way that I enjoyed it.
Yeah, we'll save that for the after chat.
But James, I'm glad I could help in a time.
Yeah, you definitely helped, man.
Yep.
that is for sure. I didn't have nothing. Last year I had a couple of things that wasn't worth the crap, but this year, I had the corn dogs. Of course, I had the pork chop. You got to get the pork chop. That thing is always good. I think Carrie's husband Ray, I think he ate 2 or 3 of those this year. He loves those things. What's up, Kyle? But the corn dogs were good. The pizza was good. It should have been like $3 a slice because they were small, but they were good. And the breakfast sandwiches was good. So I don't guess I got anything bad this year. Now the pizza was not, however, as good as the pizza in Florida. I hope they're back next year. The Stone Pizza place, that stuff was good.
Oh, you can't beat a Stone Pizza.
Oh, it was so good, dude.
You can beat a Stone Pizza if you've ever gone to Naples, Italy. Best pizza on the planet.
Yeah, it's tough to beat homebrew.
Okay, good stuff. All right, so
I got something for Steven.
Okay.
If you ever question if your cell phone is listening to you when you're not using it, remember when we were sitting at Charles Buffalo activation, and I commented about your case for your iPad.
Yeah,
and you called out the brand.
Yeah.
About a day later, my phone's been littered by advertisements from Battleboard.
Yep.
Yeah, so the phone does listen.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. It never fails when I'm sitting around talking to a bunch of people, which scares me sitting around some of you guys, because you're going to get some really weird advertisements talking to some of y'all sometimes.
Wait till you guys see what happens when I was whispering in your phones when you left them on the table.
Oh
So,
Lord. Oh Lord.
Who's ever getting the adult diapers and stuff like that ads recently?
Terry.
Terry just thought it.
Terry says thank you.
Terry already had that in the favorites.
Yeah, when I see phones out, I just start saying, like, how much are adult diapers, or like recommend pregnancy supplies, and just see what happens to people's advertisements.
Okay, good deal. That's some shenanigan tricks right there.
I'll be watching out for that.
Let's let's make a video of that at Huntsville, running around and trying to pick up people's phones and saying weird things into them. Now we just warned everybody going to Huntsville. They're like, oh yeah, I'm keeping my phone in my pocket. Good stuff. So I've been to Dayton before. I've been to Orlando 2 years running. I've been to Huntsville, and you always get a lot of the YouTubers, but this was an exceptional big year for YouTubers. I mean, we had Hayden come over from Australia. We had Smoking Ape come. Well, Smoking Ape was actually in Florida too, but Chuck was there. Shane was there from Clubhouse. Molson came down. Like people that I don't normally see at the shows. Did you have any interesting conversations with any of them, PP Man?
Yeah, I walked down and talked to Michael, KB9VBR.
Okay.
And that guy is quite the talkative fellow. A very good conversation. I think I was there for 2 hours. And then Curtis and I went back down there after dark and chatted another hour with him. We were on our way to go see Kurt. And we sat there and chatted for like another hour. Yeah, good conversations with him. Really nice guy.
Good deal. I mean, people think that you can't talk to the some of the YouTubers and stuff like that, but that's not true. I mean, they're all happy to share stories and stuff like that with you. At least any of the ones I know.
And then we ran on to we're searching all over the place for Witherspoon, and we can't find him. And all of a sudden,
that was a funny story, actually. So myself and PP Man, we were strictly on a mission to find Tom Witherspoon because we wanted to talk to him and stuff, and we had been looking forever, and we just walked right up behind him as he's walking. So good stuff.
Yeah, and that was another good, probably half hour, 45-minute conversation with him. That was good. Nice guy, really nice guy.
And the bad thing is I got to say, I have one problem with you, Tom. I was like, you never get on 40 meters and your PP Man walked by me and tapped me on the shoulder. Good quick conversation.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We did, Kyle.
Listen, Kyle, it was probably a quick conversation because he's QRP and he knows you're not going to hear him for very long. So he had to hurry up and get it in. So, but anyway, I told Tom, I was like, you're never on 40 meters and you're always too close. So I'm on my drive back and I'm in a rush because I got to get somewhere to where I'm going to get good enough signal to do my live stream, my shenanigans stream. I can't stop and my ham alerts go off. And what is it? It is Tom doing 40 meters. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
I'll message him. I'll text him and tell him to give me an idea when he's going to do another activation. I'll give you a heads up.
All right. Terry, you have any good conversations?
Well, I got to see Tank Radio. And he did that for me, so that made my day.
So if you guys ever want to make Terry's day, just scream at him, and we know how to make Terry happy now.
That was at the bar.
Okay, Eric, did you have any conversations, or did you just avoid everybody? I'm asking for a friend.
I didn't avoid nobody. No, I met quite a few people. It's a weird dynamic. Some people are super easy to talk to. Other people are not. But I'm a weirdo, so maybe that's me. Yeah, it was great hanging out with all y'all. That was cool hanging out with the HRAG crew. I met Kyle, a bunch of other people. Michael KB9 VBR, he's awesome. Super chill dude.
Good deal. Good deal. All right, Steven, what about you?
KB9 VBR was kind of the hit of the show for me, outside of the HRAG crew. Ran into him numerous times, just had some good conversations there. It was great sharing some stories with Kyle at the Toad. That was fun. Briefly talked to Ape a little bit, and then also Josh as well. So, yeah, just
Good
all
stuff,
great
good
guys,
stuff.
and just it's fun to just share little stories or refer to a video that really helped you out. Like I thank Smoking Ape for his inductance video, just something super nerdy that's very niche, just because that's something that I need to kind of work on. So that was cool.
I purposely left him out just because I wanted to catch him at the end. The Coffee and Ham Radio dudes were pretty cool too. Met up with them a bunch of times. They're a great bunch of dudes. And the Ape is particularly humorous.
Ape is always humorous. It's not like a YouTube act. Ape is just humorous. Period. Like he said some things at the Troll Pub that night that I won't repeat on here, of course, but they were quite funny. And Hayden from Australia, he was quite funny as well.
I employed my one of my strategies for decoding Ape's call sign, and it didn't work. So I know he's in my log. So I went around looking at names that are in my log, just regular common names. And when he'd walk around, I'd just yell out, "Hey Marcus," or "Hey Tom." And if he turned around, I got him, but he never turned around. So I either didn't guess his name right, or his tradecraft is pretty legit.
He's definitely in my log. I know this for a fact because he has mentioned several things about activations that I've done, but I don't have a clue. I don't think he lives in Nebraska like he says.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take your log, my log, and I have a time frame of roughly where he was in my log, and we can create like a Venn diagram, and then he's got to be in the intersection of our logs. And then we need to keep doing that until there's only one person left.
I often tell everybody his name is Clarence, and he lives in West Virginia. And funny thing, the Smoking Ape does have family in West Virginia because he told me this himself. So, but
Mingo County.
No,
just gonna ask.
Actually Huntington. But speaking of Minganese, I spoke Minganese at the bar, and Ape actually understood it and talked a little bit back. His dialect wasn't quite there, but he was talking a little bit back.
He was fairly proficient.
Yeah. Stephen was there. Stephen seen this happen, so
he was fairly proficient. Yeah.
Maybe Ape learned Minganese in school, but I think he's got a little bit of West Virginia.
I'm wondering if Ape actually has a government name, or if his parents knew he was going to be of particular interest, and they just birthed him outside of the government system.
He may have multiple government names, depending on who he works for.
And that was Brian.
Maybe he's an agent.
That was Brian. That was good to see Brian again. I see him at a lot of the shows and stuff, but it was actually good because I got to give him his antenna and save me some postage. So good stuff. Good stuff.
Oh, actually, you know what? I forgot to mention the shopping list. I also bought a bunch of Wolf River coil stuff. So I got some 102-inch whips and their new 213-inch whip. So add that to the tally of my credit card bill.
Now I see why you bought 2 gigapart bags to bring on the stuff. Hey, smart stuff. So, I'm not going to say I had any favorite moments talking to any YouTubers because I talked to them, quite a bit at the shows. But I did have a couple of unique moments that I hadn't had before because, again, Molson was down here and I got an in-person Molson rant. That was amazing to get Molson to rant for me in person. I've met Ape before, but I did have a really long conversation with Ape, and I had some good stuff. I always have good conversations with Kyle, and Kyle's in my after chat every Wednesday night. But anytime I'm around Kyle, aka Mom, I have some good conversations with him. and I don't even know if he caught it. His last CW time he contacted me, I put "Thank you, Mom" at the end, and he never said nothing, so I don't know if he heard me or not. But yeah, I got Molson to rant in person, and everybody that I hadn't never got to meet, like Molson, Shane, Chuck, I had never met before, and Hayden. So it was good to see all those guys out for once in a while. All right, so what was your favorite part, PP man?
Talking to the couple of YouTubers I talked to, and hanging out at the POTA tent. There was a lot of cool people there. I talked to Jason there he started talking to me. First thing he wanted to know is, if I were to change something in POTA, what would I change? I knew where he was going with this. He's just pooling people, and asking them questions. I thought that was pretty good. We sat there and talked for probably half hour, 45 minutes.
That's funny. Jason knows better than to ask me that question.
Well, that was fresh meat. That was the first time I met him.
But Jason did tell me he wanted to get back to West Virginia and activate again with me. So,
okay,
good stuff. All right, Terry, what was your favorite part?
Well, hanging out at the POTA tent, meeting people, and the late night activations was a hoot.
I was going to go last, but I'm gonna say, I enjoyed a lot of things here, but maybe my favorite part of the whole weekend was the 5-person activation we did when we got filmed by the other guy who thought we were drunk and high, which we were not. None of us had an ounce to drink or any drugs that night.
Nothing.
We were just having a good fun time. And that activation was so much fun.
PP Man had drugs. It was 83 watts of power.
That's right.
It's basically steroids.
I mean,
they made me do it.
Here's the thing. The band was really, really horrible that night.
What are you talking about? That's the best bands I've literally ever heard.
Okay, forget about the Hawaiian guy, because evidently they must really suck over there.
If you like listening to fried bacon, welcome to Hawaii.
Normally I can pick out 10 calls every time the pile comes through, and it was hard to pick out 1 or 2. And I started just breaking it up, with everything, calling for unique stuff like, anybody drive a slug bug, and I was saying it, but my favorite one was when I said, anybody willing to quack? And the guy came back and threw out his call sign. And I called his call sign back and I said, let's hear your duck. And he quacked for me. I told him he was 5'9" quacking me up, and I passed him on to the other operators. And all the other operators quacked at him except for PP Man, because he's QRP and that's a little slow, so he moved.
Did you notice that? Oh man, if you could just never mention my name on the radio. You asked for Tina Turner fans, and she passed away the next day.
No. We were talking about that earlier.
I didn't even know that. That's how busy I've been since I've been back. I did not know that.
Well, it was today she died.
Oh, was it today? I thought it was yesterday.
No, I could be wrong, but I thought it was this morning.
I think it was today. We mentioned her last night, and then today I found out she passed away.
Yeah.
Wow.
Terry did it.
Good job, Terry.
My favorite is when I got you to call for DX stations.
Yeah, that was pretty funny too. But that activation was really good time. But I always try to get by the POTA tent every 30 to 40 minutes, because that's who wants to see me personally, is the POTA people. But this year they hunted me down no matter where I was, and I was really happy to see all the hunters that I got to see. The only person that I know was there that I missed was Sandy from Ohio, and Cynthia and her husband, Kiwa Delta 9 Oscar Lima Bravo and her husband. I didn't see them, and I wish I would have seen those guys, but I'm pretty sure I've seen everybody else that was looking for me. Always great to see India Charlie Papa. He makes me want to jump around. So
I feel sorry for that. Go ahead, Eric.
One of the days I decided, I was like, let's see what makes a difference. So I got my QSL card on my hat right now, But one of the days I put my call sign on my backpack and on my hat, and oh my goodness, clearly people don't know, recognize me in person. But as soon as I did that, people were stopping me like crazy. They're like, oh, that's the guy that got me Hawaii. That's the only dude in Hawaii that operates radios for POTA.
Yeah, everybody was looking for whether they knew his name, his call sign, or anything. Everybody's just like, oh my God, I heard the guy that's activating Hawaii is here. Everybody wanted the Hawaii activator. So it was pretty cool. I'm glad you got to make it out to the show. That's for sure.
There was one guy who said something about with how many people were in Caesar's Creek, that maybe he could complete worked all states. And I don't know if he realized he logged up a lot of Ohio that day.
Yeah. It does not matter where everybody's at,
I mean, it depends on where they upload their logbook of the world to. So mine's correct.
Well, POTA wise, you're definitely not. You're going to get Ohio for all your Caesar Creek contacts. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think I got a repeat offender in one day.
Oh, nice. And Curtis is thanking you for the coffee. His daughter loved it.
Awesome. Yeah, I brought a bunch of coffee. I brought some from Kauai and some from Kona.
Good deal. I'm not a coffee drinker, but
well, I even brought Kyle some Sundrop that I found on the way. I stopped at a couple places, and one of them had this right out front was his favorite Sundrop, and I was like, I'm gonna give this a try. It's not good.
Oh,
You got to live in North Carolina to like it.
In North Carolina, Sundrop is the same thing as like a Monster energy drink to the people of North Carolina.
Sundrop is good. The cherry lemon is just not.
I used to. Okay. Well, I like it. I like it myself too. But my next door neighbor, he was so addicted to Sundrop, and I used to be a BMX racer, and we had this big, huge practice track behind my house and my mom's house, which is side by side, and it was several acres. People used to think it was a motocross track when they was driving down the road, but it's a BMX track. And we were always digging and covering stuff and making new jumps. And I would give this boy a 6-pack of Sundrop, and he'd go out there and just dig for like 4 and 5 hours for this 6-pack of Sundrop. So,
yeah, I mean, I like Sundrop, but that cherry lemon tastes like you put cough syrup in it. It's not good.
Well, apparently Kyle liked it.
Yeah, Kyle.
Yeah. After I tried it and didn't like it, I'm like, I'm going to save the rest for Kyle. So I brought him one.
Oh, funny stuff.
and we forgot to get any Skyline chili while we were there.
Yeah, I did not forget that. That is an intentional thing. When the YouTubers all said they were going, I hear buy me a coffee just popped up. I can't see it above my head either. We'll take a look. We got to give somebody a shout out. But yeah, when the YouTubers were going last year, I intentionally said, nope, not for me, not happening.
That would be James Jenner with 5 slices.
Thank you very much, Hayden. Thank you, James Jenner, for 5 slices of pizza. And speaking of donations, I'm going to let one of you guys talk after I say this because I'm going to be busy. Kilo 8 Golf Quebec has this very weird fetish. And, I'm trying to be a professional YouTuber here, so I have to do what I do for money. So Kilo 8 Golf Quebec has a fetish with Reese cups, and I have a Reese cup mini, and he wants me to undress this Reese cup mini with my tongue for a $20 super chat. So one of you guys take it over here.
Well, he's doing that, and he can't speak. Yeah, it was great when James ordered a Bud Light at the 73 Grill. And,
we have.
I feel like
photos of that.
I feel like I can be myself around you guys. And he's like, I'll have a Bud Light, please.
Hey, Eric, did you notice how different he was the rest of the night?
Now,
he walked different. He talked different.
Yeah, he let out the Mickey Mouse voice on the radio.
Yeah. He was a lot looser. Yeah.
Because all my friends are liars, I happen to have a picture on my phone of who drank the Bud Light.
No. You have a picture of someone drinking a different Bud Light.
No. It is the Bud
They
Light.
made more than one.
And I'm not going to share that picture and discriminate against him because that guy is getting ready to give me a $20 super chat for his win finish.
Well, no.
Wait, Are you saying that you're not going to share your selfies?
That was a good night. The food wasn't great, but that was a good night.
Yeah, I almost got as well. The next night at the Troll Pub, someone taps me on the shoulder. He's like, "Hey, can you go inside and get me a Bud Light? I'm smoking and I can't do it." And I was like, "Yeah." And then I walked up to the bar and I thought, "Wait a minute, this is a trap."
Thank you very much for the super chat, Eddie. I'm not sure you're woohooing for it, but I hope it wasn't Terry's fetish. Oh, I probably just opened up a can of worms. People's going to be messaging me. Hey, man, for $20, if you'll do this on stream. Hey, Jason,
$20.
Jason drinks pickle beer, and whatever it takes. I guess.
Hey, Brian, how you doing?
So, yeah.
The POTA forum was interesting. And talking to the POTA crew, I've learned a surprise tool that will help me later, direct from the POTA admin. So that'll be fun.
So I spent most of that talking to Jason Johnson, saying, "Hey, man, can I get my POTA stats page fixed?" And he actually did send a email out right there on the spot. I haven't checked it in the last day or so, but I know it wasn't fixed the first day I got back. But hopefully my stats page gets fixed.
Who's the ice cream man?
Yeah.
Speaking of the POTA forum, I want to give Eric a shout out and a thank you, and I'll share the knowledge here. His trick for seeing what band is open, he just tunes his radio to the FT8 frequency and sees how loud it is or not. So I thought that was a super cool trick. So Eric and I had a quick one-on-one POTA forum, and that was a kind of a light bulb moment. It makes sense when you think about it, but you don't really think of it. So I thought that was neat.
Yeah, because there's always FT8 activity. So whatever band you can hear at the loudest is probably doing pretty good.
Right. Yeah.
Thanks for the super chat, Dan. I'm not sure which one of these guys is the ice cream man, but
and if you want to even extend it a little, you can get the FT8 decoder app on your phone, and you can just do direct audio coupling, no cables. Just put it up to the speaker and see who it's decoding, and you'll know kind of where signals are propagating from.
Okay. Good call.
Good tips, good trips. So okay, since you mentioned that, we got a little bit of time. Anybody else learn any cool tips or tricks from anybody while you're up there that would help people with ham radio? Oh, and there's the crickets.
Well, I already shared mine, so I'm off the hook.
Yeah,
I don't remember any.
I learned that my Hawaiian CQ only works when I'm in Hawaii. It doesn't stir people up when I do it in Ohio.
Yeah, Eric is like, I got this, and he does this really big long CQ Hawaii style and crickets.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was a blast, though.
So it is getting close to the end of the stream, and before I go around and find out what everybody's got coming up and stuff, I did want to mention this. First off, my Discord. It's absolutely free to be in my Discord. You'll learn a lot in my Discord. You get a lot of activations that don't happen on POTA. Evidently, you find out what campsites that I'm staying at, and you can pile in there really quick. We had some big activations at my campsite. I will say that. I also shout out to Gerald from Michigan for the 12-pack of Dr. Pepper that he showed up at my campsite with. That was always a plus. But
you should get some insider before the spotting page spots too. I know myself and others, I spot on the Discord about 5 minutes before it hits the POTA page, so you get no pile up to fight.
Yeah, I do the same thing On my CW, I always try to do that first because if you want to hear a true FT8 signal, let me spot on 40 meter CW, and the FT8 goes wild all of a sudden. But yeah, you get a lot of secret stuff in there, and thank you very much for the super chat, Mike. I appreciate you very much. Mike, one of the few people who got in the log today at some of those activations. Man, that was rough today. But the next thing I wanted to talk about is the Patreon page. And those guys right there are a group like you're pretty much like you're seeing right here. We hang out, sometimes 5, 6, 7 days a week. I guess we can't get enough of each other. And there's a lot of benefits to Patreon. And, yes, it does cost money every month. It is a subscription, but I'm going to let you try it for free. You can go over to Patreon right now and sign up for a free 7-day trial on the top activator tier. And you can see what all these benefits are about. You can see how you get actually when you spot on POTA, how it automatically spots in my Discord. You don't even have to do it yourself. You can hang out in the video chats with these guys all week and learn. These guys are always in there talking about radio stuff. Sometimes they're talking about some absolute gibberish, which you may not want to hear. But, you can learn a lot from these guys, and they'll help you out in any way they can. And I've learned a lot from them. And then you got the happy hour after dark, which we'll all be hanging out with right after this stream. And we do that every Wednesday, and it's a cool time. So if you want to try out Patreon, go over to the Patreon, sign up for a 7-day free trial. If you don't like it, just cancel it. But it just moves me one step closer to where I want to be, because I got some very big things coming up. I've been making some big plans, and I got to figure out how to do it. And Patreons are a big way that I do that. So
if enough people sign up for Patreon, I'll sell James my van.
There better be a lot of Patreon signing up if I'm buying his van. Let me tell you, not only is he from Hawaii and gives you all the Hawaiian contacts, his van is bomb. I mean, that thing is really cool, but it is not bug proof. Just saying.
No, it's bug proof as long as you close the door.
All right, so we'll start with Hayden. Hayden, what do you got coming up?
Well, we got Memorial Day weekend coming up, so we'll be spending it out on the boat and going to try for activation out on the water this weekend.
That sounds cool right there. All right, Steven, what about yourself?
I have a busy weekend for my live sound company, so I won't be activating. I hope to get out there tomorrow, and then Monday I'm off, so I might meet you in Kentucky or West Virginia at some point. Hop on the bike if the weather's good. So I hope to do maybe a little rove on Monday.
Awesome. Eric, what do you got coming up? What kind of Wisconsin shenanigans you got going?
Just eating some good old Wisconsin food, some cheese curds, and hanging out and visiting family for another week and a half or so. Starting to get into a new obsession here. Actually got the antenna here hanging out just because another pass is coming up. Playing on some satellites. I had my first QSO using the International Space Station about 2 nights ago, and it was pretty fun. So I'm gonna have to keep doing that.
That's awesome. I'm glad to see you learning something new. That's something I want to learn how to do, is some satellites myself. So.
Yeah, I thought like I was pretty good. Like, I do satellite stuff at work, but when I got to sit there holding that antenna out, guessing where it is, and it's hard. It's really hard.
You need to be an octopus to do it. You need like 8 hands and stuff.
Oh, so I ordered on Amazon this like tactical chest rig with like fold out pouch. So I'm gonna put the radio and the recorder and my phone in there, and I'm gonna look like a total fool, just like looking down, like checking where it is, but hopefully it'll work.
Hey,
yeah,
it's
called a tactical administrative pouch. I don't know how those words go together, but
tactical administrative, yeah.
Is
tactical.
Is that from Battle Mat or whatever?
No, it's some like airsoft company probably.
Okay.
Mike, I'm using the R Finder.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, they just added a feature where it'll do Doppler shift and everything for you.
That's awesome.
But it doesn't do full duplex. So I did order another radio that does full duplex. I'm going to try that. That way I can hear the satellite and talk on it at the same time to see if I'm actually getting in.
Nice.
Cool.
All right, Terry, what you got coming up?
Well, I have a bunch of chores to do. So once I get those done, I have a day off Monday. So hopefully I can have some fun on the radio, get everybody in my log.
Yeah, and hopefully you can hear me better.
Oh, it was terrible today.
It was a rough day for Terry trying to hunt me. He did get in the log though. All five people are still in the PZN challenge to date. So congratulations to them. All right, PP man. I know one thing you got coming up, but you ain't got to talk about that. What do you got coming up?
I plan, if I have my way, I'm gonna be in a state park all weekend. All 3 days.
All weekend.
Wow, great.
So there you go. If you want to hear PP man, oh never mind, he's QRP. Never mind.
Everybody hears me. Everybody. I hit David and Annabelle today all the way down to where they're mid Florida right now. So
I think the bands were long.
Yeah, I did not get them on 40, just on 20. But yeah, they came in good. I got 5 7s out of them, so I'm happy.
Good deal. All right. As for me, I'm going over to After Chat right after this. I am off work until Tuesday. So after about 4 hours of YouTube editing in the morning and setting up my video to drop for tomorrow at 4 o'clock, I will be doing POTA from then until hopefully Monday when Steven comes in and meets me. I didn't even know nothing about that, so it's a good thing I took off Monday.
I just kind of made it up. Just kind of winged it. I just realized I was off that day. I'm like, hey, let's go do POTA.
I got some pretty big stuff coming up. End of July, I've got the June, I've got the club thing for the Lewis and Clark Trail. I'll be activating for the first 2 weeks of June under Whiskey 8 Lima Oscar Golf. I'll probably only be spotting on the Lewis and Clark page and in my Discord. I won't be giving a POTA what park I'm in or nothing because I'm just sticking to the Lewis and Clark thing because I'm going to try to pull all those guys in and I don't want to give multiple exchanges, you know. But I will be in a park. If I'm spotted on Lewis and Clark, I will be in a park. So you're going to get a park contact to hunt me anyway. Just don't send me an email or a message asking me what park I'm in. Look at your log at the end of the night. It'll show up. It's that simple. But July, I'm probably knocking out the rest of Kentucky. And that'll be another. Oh, by the way, my sideband goal for the year is done. So it was finished in Ohio. And
what about your FT8 goal?
Right where it's at.
20,000 QSOs by the end of the year.
I have 73 FT8 contacts this year, and I said 73 to FT8. So
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I'm actually going to increase my digital QSOs if I can get this satellite set up working. Looking at going on Green Cube.
Okay. You know, there's nothing wrong with FT8 as long as you're doing it legally. I don't care. But it's just not for me. It's not something. It's great to do when I want to eat and I'm in a park, but for the most part, it's not for me. If I'm going to do something digital, I'm going to do SSTV. I'm going to spend like 22 minutes to make one contact.
So you said you got a lot of video editing to do. I don't know how all you and all the other YouTube people could make so much video. I went through on the way home and realized I did not take a single video or a single photo the entire weekend. Not one photo. I basically didn't use my phone.
Well, I'm trying to recover a lot of the video from an SD card that got something spilled on it is the problem.
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
Yeah, got that creamy peanut butter spilled on it, and I don't know how much of the video is going to be salvageable, but I still have plenty of videos that I need to put out, even if I don't have nothing off that card. So I'll be okay. But yeah, it's people don't understand. If you just want to throw up anything on your YouTube channel and don't want to edit it, it's a piece of cake. Just throw it up and be done. But if you want to edit that stuff, yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, I had my photo taken with a lot of people, but I legit didn't take a single photo the entire trip, and I kind of regret that.
Yeah, I got plenty of photos. Most of those are up on my Facebook, and people was actually sending me photos that they took with me too. So that was cool, because people would come up, hey, let me take a picture with you, and I'm like, cool, and I'd forget and not take one myself. But so I got a few like that as well. But anyway, we're getting ready to head to the after chat. If you want to join us and you're not a Patreon, go try a 7-day free trial. It's that simple. Eric, you're not a Patreon, but you'll have the benefit tonight. Matter of fact, while I'm saying this right now, I know Dan's already putting you into where you'll be able to pop in there because you are on the stream tonight, so you'll be talking to us if you want to. So it'll be in Discord. You'll see a video that says after dark as soon as Dan fixes you. All right.
Sweet.
Other than that, thanks everybody for the donations. If I did miss any coffees or any super chat, I know I didn't miss any super chats, but if I did miss any of them, you'll get your shout outs because I always do that. Thanks a lot, guys, and 73.
73.
Bye, guys.